Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and today just a little update on Wurm Online, and that's kind of what Wurm Online videos have become recently. It's weird. I'm kind of someone who always enjoyed playing. I guess what you call like small games are very much more sandboxy, but not to this extent. So what I find myself happening when I play a game like this is I kind of, what I probably need to do is write down a list of things to achieve or things to do next, because I find that unless I kind of structure what I'm doing, I kind of lose my way. It's like I've been breeding animals, with Wurm it's become a game where I log in every day. I take care of my animals and I kind of log out again. I keep, what I'm going to do today is a bit of combat, just raising some combat skills, because that's something that I keep saying to myself that I'm going to do, but invariably I log in, care for my animals, and kind of log out again. But I do need to come up with a list of, I'm not sure if anyone else has had this before, but I do need to come up with a list of stuff to focus on, because it was breeding animals first of all, and that's kind of going okay. Even with the animal breeding, I'm not quite sure what my goal is. I mean, when I was kind of talking about wanting to breed horses and stuff, my what I was hoping to do was just breed animals, just breed enough animals basically for myself to have horses to ride, have a horse to ride, and some spare ones, and some animals to pull carts and that kind of thing. But it kind of spirals away from you, and you end up doing, I think, more than what you maybe were intending. And you end up with kind of more animals to care for, which is not a problem, because I actually really enjoy logging in and taking care of the animals and things. But I've kind of reached that point now where actually it's kind of amazing how you're like, oh, like my breeding horse died recently, and Hard Lightning here is my oldest horse now. She's is it a he or a she? Oh, he's mature. And I don't have a female horse, I think, who's old enough to breed at the moment. So I'm kind of stuck between, cows kind of okay, but I'm kind of stuck between, I'm kind of stuck between periods, like breeding periods of horses, because I don't really have anyone now to breed Hard Lightning with. Like, even if Hard Lightning is in a situation where I should be breeding, is mature. I think someone said to me that aged or a bit older, when they're fatter, is the best time to kind of breed with them. So from a horse point of view, I'm in between, as it were. But if I just move up here, I do have two more horses here. So I've currently got, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses. And when they get to the right age, I can kind of breed them. With cows, I'm not kind of really sure what people do with cows ultimately. I guess you can probably milk them. Use them as meat, although that's not something that I'll be doing until they die of natural causes, really. So maybe I need to be looking at milk and doing some stuff with that. It all kind of snowballs into I think everything snowballs into other stuff with a game like this. So you start milking a cow, for example, and then that milk is used for something else, so it kind of snowballs into more skills to raise and all that kind of thing, which is how the game works. That's fine. But I've kind of got into habit and routine with Wurm, which I maybe need to get myself out of. I don't know. Maybe that's how everyone works. They log in for a bit, look after their animals, look after their plot, and then do the same thing the next day. But we're going to go out and try and raise some combat skills. I've done a little bit, but not a huge amount. We're going to go over to this side of the steppe, because I think I'm not sure if it comes with seasons, but every now and again you get spawns. I'll log in some days and there's just a load of monsters around that weren't there the day before. So I'm assuming at some point there is a spawn. Now there's some sort of troll invasion going on, so we're going to go and see if we can deal with some trolls. Now trolls are some of the hardest mobs, I think, and my combat skills are kind of like, I think my huge axe is 23, not very high. My overall fighting skill is 30, And my aggressive fighting skill, which I've been using, let's turn on my sleep bonus, is kind of like 16 or 17. But I'll when the skills start going up, I'll click on the option here. Yeah, so I mean, at the moment, from a combat point of view, I'm raising skills. That's my primary aim. Apparently, at some point, I'm not sure. I think maybe it might be this year. Like, they're looking at revamping the combat system and how PvE works in general. So what you're going to find, you know, it's kind of January 2021. So if you're viewing this video in December 2021, you might find that things are very, very different. Yeah, there's a lot of spawns here, which is really nice. I could do some good training this morning. Yeah, but if you're viewing it later in the year, you might find that things are very different now. So I'm just using this as a chance to yeah, raise skills. I think what I'm gonna do, my skills are quite low, but my armor and weapon is pretty good. I mean, what I have to be honest, what I have found is that I did fight a troll the other day and I won, but I did take a bit of a battering, even though my axe has got an enchantment on, which means that it heals me when I hit things. That's really nice. So what I normally do is drag, I'm assuming this is just a tactic that everyone uses, but if I've got a hard mob, I'll drag it over here, because there's a bit of a downward slope as well. Like, the troll raises the alarm. I've only got a spirit guard at the moment. I guess oops, holy smokes, didn't expect that. You kind of, sometimes you have to wait for your spirit guard to run over and catch up and aggro the mob. It's not always super yeah. At some point, my guard will get aggro, and then I'll go in. The aggro of the guard is actually generally not too bad, so I normally wait. Like, a troll will quite often, I think if you left them to fight, the troll will often beat the guard depending on some factors. So I normally let my guard hit it a couple of times to get some aggro, and then I'll go in, keeping an eye on my guard level. Combat is very much turn-based, and it's very much a case of looking and just clicking options, essentially. I think that's probably okay now. We'll go in. So make sure you're on the green for distance. You get bonus for being higher, but I think trolls are so tall that probably, you know. And I think if you look here, it just gives you, seems to give you percentages of what, of your percentage chance to hit. I think a few people have said that attack up is the best, but does the most damage maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, I normally just look at the percentages, and let's change to that one. So it's coming down on there, maybe less protected head. That was a big hit. So we got a little skill gain. Huge axe has gone up. Okay. And that's it for raising your skills. You've got these options like normal, defensive and aggressive. I'm not sure what the best option is. I've really never looked into it. I should have done. I'm assuming aggressive means that maybe you're more open but you do more damage. Bears are really not quite one shot, but certainly much easier. As you can see, like the damage I took from the troll there was kind of healed. That's just an enchantment on my axe. I mean, it seemed like such a... it's kind of one of those things that you'll probably do at some point, but it seemed like a real slog, increasing your, raising up your blacksmithing skills enough to make your own stuff. So I did use some of the silver that I bought when I first started playing the game. Yeah. Just to... let's have a look. It's unusual. Oops. Bear's harder than the blasted troll. Just keep missing. Okay, let's change position, see if that helps. So you got these combat focus as well, which I'm not really doing. I'm assuming combat focus gives you bonuses to hit and whatnot. So what I'll do is I'll probably pull all the trolls over and I'll butcher those later. But these sort of animals will do that now. It's funny how you kind of role play certain things as well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's the thing to do with regards to like etiquette. But I kind of find I leave the animal there as kind of like its carcass there for like, other animals to eat, like a roadkill type thing. You know, again, I'm not sure how long they stay there for. I'm not sure if that's a good etiquette, but it's just like a role playing thing, really. It's not laziness, you know. It's not hard to bury these things. Let's try this troll without pulling him over to the guards. I'm not sure if he's not keen there. He's running away. We'll see. Okay. What I normally find when I fight a troll on my own is that we get into a situation where I've got like a height bonus as well, I think. Yeah, like I'll miss him quite often, but when I do hit him, it's for a fair amount of damage. But in the meantime, you know, he's doing big hits. So it's like trying to keep up with the damage. Yeah, actually, that wasn't as big a hit as I did on a previous troll, so maybe this guy's just a bit tougher. There we go. Just keep an eye on the percentages. It looks like the lower attacks. Let's go for attack up. Yeah, he's doing a lot of damage. Let's drag him over. I just don't think I'm quite capable of defeating a troll on my own yet without a bit of fortune. That guy's got his axe up in the air still. Yes, as I was saying, I think they've got check out the forums or the website, because I think they've got plans coming up for combat changes and things. Yeah, even as I said before though, like even though when I play games like this, I do find myself struggling to just struggling to focus on certain things because there's so much to do. What you'll find with the combat at the moment is that as soon as your guard engages it, the troll will just stop running after you. Like it won't chase you like EverQuest, for example. But if you go into combat and you've got aggro, it will then start attacking you. Let's see if we can. Let's see who's got aggro and who hasn't. What I quite like about the axe, you know, he did turn towards me. That doesn't always mean he's going to attack you, though. No, he's still attacking. He's attacking my guard. What I quite like about the axe is that I can't focus at the moment. What I quite like about the axe is that if I need healing, I can just go and attack some lower level mobs. Yeah, I can just go and attack some lower level mobs, which I can hit easily, and they can't hit me, just to heal up some of the damage. It's quite nice actually. It just means that you know, I don't quite know how they feel about it from a balance point of view, but it just means that you can it just means that you can circumvent needing bandages and things. I haven't what I've found with healing is I've kind of found that the healing from the axe kind of heals everything, so I haven't really found something that, since I got the axe, I haven't found something where I've needed bandages or poultices or whatever. Let's go and see if we can find something a bit smaller just to heal ourselves with. Yeah, but this is what I'm going to be doing. I think in the coming future, just getting the combat skills up, preparing for changes to PvE, assuming that it still happens. I think the ultimate weapon skill would be a spear of some sort. So I'm not sure if it makes it easier, but I'm not sure if my thinking is incorrect here. I'm kind of thinking like other games, and Wurm is kind of a bit different the way it works. But I'm kind of thinking that if I raise my aggressive combat skill and then my general fighting skill, that whenever I want to level a different weapon, it will make it just slightly easier because those skills are already reasonably high. I'm not expecting the new weapon skill. This is one of the things that I really hope they sort out. Like there's sections where it seems obvious that you can walk, but it just traps you, so then you kind of find yourself having to backtrack. Like that kind of movement is something I really hope they look at and try and iron out, because it's just frustrating, you know, because you think, well, I'll go up here and I'll go down here, but then you find out for some reason you just can't go down there, and there's no real reason for it that you can see. I mean, now I'm down here, I can kind of see that it is a bit of an issue. But I just think for like enjoyment of traversing and gameplay purposes, just yeah. So we'll go up here. Spiders are is a huge spider. Spiders are generally easy for me though at these levels. Just want to aggro him so I can kind of go behind. Yeah, so I can go up the hill a bit and try and get like a height advantage. So attack top right is 97%. And then when I did that, that put the chance up of attack up. Interesting. That can't mean 95% chance to hit, can it? Because if it does, I just keep missing. That's weird. I'll have to look into it, see what those numbers mean. Maybe I'm just reading it in. Maybe I'm just trying to compare this to other games. I'm just reading it incorrectly, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'll stop the video here. This is just an update. As I said, I think I'm kind of logging in every day with Wurm to take care of my animals. Yeah. But that means I'm not doing anything else, so I do need to focus. I think what I'll probably do is log in, sort out my animals, then do a bit of exploring, a bit of combat skill increase, and yeah, go from there. Anyway, yes, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.